talk about a refresh. These two, this Ocean Cranberry apple juice, had a refresh the other day. Without the refreshing juice, let's talk about the refresh of this package design. First and foremost, this is the cranberry apple juice made by Ocean Spray, and I'll go over a little quick demographic real super fast. It's just millennial parents, mostly women with kids, that buy this juice. They're buying it for their kids, they're buying it for themselves. Some research shows that whatever the parent eats and drinks is their diet, the kid will probably also drink, and vice versa. Without further ado, let's get into this package and break it down. All right, first things first, the color palette. The color palette hasn't really changed between the two. They obviously kept the same colors in their logo and the same logo and so forth. But the main thing that changed is they just added a green and got rid of this random gray they have. They have this gray at the bottom. It's just for the small text, and it wasn't cohesive. It wasn't keeping the image together, whereas the blue did. So that was the main update to the color palette. Now we can move on to the front. The first thing I noticed was the typeface had changed. They completely changed the typeface.
Hi, Editing Quinn here. Something that Recording Quinn forgot to mention was that the top of the package type goes from a serif to a sans serif. And the sans serif is more contemporary and fits the bottle and space better. Without further ado, I'll let him take the rest away.
The sans serif typeface on the old one here really it was really blurry, and I couldn't figure out why it was blurry. It's not because it's pixelated. That'd be bad design, period. But this one just has like an outline of a gray line, making it seem blurry and kind of screwing up with your eye. The new typeface doesn't have that. It actually incorporates texture in a much better way to keep it cohesive with the package. The texture really creates it interesting for your eye to follow through. You want to look at it, and that's why the type is better on the front. Moving forward, they changed that gray color I was talking about to that blue color to keep it at the bottom, make it cohesive in the design instead of just a random color choice. So the blue was definitely an upgrade from the gray. They also keep it in that negative space there at the bottom in the design, rather than splitting it up into two sections, whereas the old image seemed like an image and then text. The new one is an image with text, and it just feels like the whole design is put together rather than separated. Furthermore on that, the filigree on the 100 vitamin C also creates this nice symmetrical box to sit in. The filigree really helps it even out. All right, moving on, I want to talk about the images on the front. They haven't really changed. I always get the same fruit, the same water, the same color palette on these images. The main thing that changed that I really enjoyed on the new package is the motion of the new image. The new image has a lot of motion. It's more interesting to look at, whereas the old image kind of seems boring and not something you wanted to buy. And if you're selling to kids and parents with kids, you want it to seem like a fun juice, like it's fun for your kids while also seeming healthy, and so on and so forth. And I think the new image does that a lot better than the old image. Furthermore, the new image incorporates it with the title. The title and the heading, keeping your eye moving around that image and going back to the title, and yeah, which is definitely a success on the new image there. The one thing the old one did do better though is they had the 100% proceeds profit goes to farmers, and that was a success there. I think they should have kept that. That's the main thing their brand does, and the demographic likes that stuff, and so they should have just kept it overall. All right, moving on to the back, you can see them here. You can see it on the package here. First, I want to talk about their type again. Again, the same type changes as before. The sans serif to the serif is working well, but one problem I had with the old one was I am never a big fan of outline text on an image. I am never a fan of it. If it's web, it makes sense, but if you're a print and you can control everything, why have it outlined? And so that was a big no-no for me, so that's definitely. The new one has better contrast now. They have that blocked out, and you can read the paragraph text much more. The old paragraph text was really over the kid too, and it was just influencing the image in bad ways. So I didn't like that. But anyways, back to the title. This is uncommonly bold mashups. That that paragraph boxed up. It just creates a good hierarchy. You read bold mashups first, but then you can come back and read uncommonly. And then it brings you down to the paragraph text that's all blocked up. It's just, it's much better and easier to read and go through. Whereas the old one was kind of just, it was ordinary. That's all I'm going to say. There's nothing necessarily bad about the top text there. It was just ordinary. One thing the old one did do well is they had the vitamins on the back. They had the call outs there. I would personally rather not go through the entire nutrition facts and just see what's good about the juice, so that was helpful. Another thing the new one does well is they had a tagline. Yeah, it's just a tagline specifically for the cranberries, and that's helpful to read. So they're trying to brand it just a little bit more, which is good. All right, onto the images on the back. The images on the back are not wildly different. There are some successful things they do with both. Let's start with the old one. The old one was successful because, again, they had the kid, and like that's going back to that demographic of being like, oh, they're like creating similarities between the two. They're being like, hey, look, these people are your age with a kid. They make the juice and we're selling it to people. They're just creating similarities between. That's on the new one as well. The things I do think that are better on the new one is the fact that it's easier to read. I immediately can see two people on the image. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what it is. It's a family. Well, as the old one, that text was kind of interrupting it, and it was harder to find the person, in my opinion. They do good both in demographics. Another thing, we also added an image on the back here with the cranberries, and the cranberries interact with the image a little bit. It's just showing like a flavor cue for it. I really think they should show more flavor cues for the juice, because that blue water just kind of makes me angry. I don't know where it comes from, but anyways, that's a good thing. Interacts with the tagline. It's good. It's just creating motion again. Back to that. Interacting with that stamp they got. So if anything, they moved the 100% farmers to the back for that tag, that little signature they got, but I think I'd rather have the tag on the front. So with the 100% profits. Besides, nothing's changed. They added color. Nothing's changed. Yeah, nothing's changed. Yeah. So overall, I would say the new one is more of a success than the old one.